láìsí ọkọ́ àti àdá kò ì pẹ́ o, kò ì pẹ́ o. Iṣẹ́ àgbẹ̀ níṣẹ́ ilé wa, ẹni kò ṣiṣẹ́ á máa jalè.
Alright, and you're welcome live to this wonderful hour, wonderful minute, the hours of total change. Here I'm going to be talking about what agribusiness is. That is the opportunities in agribusiness that you can use to create wealth as an entrepreneur, and at the same time I'm going to be revealing to you how to make at least 55% return on investment on whatever you put on agribusiness right here in Nigeria. But before I quickly move to that, my name is Adewale Ademile, and as you can see on the screen, I am from Nephite Foods Global Company. Let's quickly go about the Mushi, that background soundtrack. Iṣẹ́ àgbẹ̀ níṣẹ́ ilé wa, ẹni kò ṣiṣẹ́ á máa jalè, and that exactly it is. The song reminds me of a particular story I read about Nigeria some times ago. I discovered that at the very beginning of this country, we are very rich. What we normally do then is we produce palm oil and exported them to other countries. That is one. Two, also the same thing about cocoa, and also exported them to other countries. And during this period, our economy began to receive life. You understand? To the level that people started calling us the giants of Africa. We were not referred to as the giant of Africa because of the population. Go and find out. We were calling giant of Africa because we have the best economy then. Most of the other African countries came into Nigeria, as in took most of our crops, returned back to their land, tested it, and they turned into $1 million investment. But where is Nigeria in agribusiness today? That is the question I want you and I to answer. Where are we today? We no longer see this opportunity. We no longer see them, or should I say we see them but ignore them, because white collar jobs are enslaved most of us. So now the only thing we could see in Nigeria right now is agony and pain, nothing more, nothing less. Whereas this same country, we believe that it has nothing to offer us, it has no good to give to us. It's the same country that Chinese and India are seeing both honey and good living. Seriously, if you look around you today, especially if you're in places like Kaduna, Port Harcourt, and some other area, Lagos, you will see how Chinese and Indians are trooping into Nigeria because of agribusiness opportunity. Meanwhile, most of us, the citizens of the country, are trooping out to their country looking for the greener pasture that has never existed in their own country. Meanwhile, most of us that are here as well are living, or even find it so difficult to feed ourselves 3 times in a day. I could also remember I read some time ago that at least 85% of Nigeria are living below 400 naira per day. That is, we're living below $1 per day, simply because we ignore what it is our own. We ignore what we are supposed to be using to create a whole lot of wealth. On the other hand, there are some Nigerians who actually have interest and passion for agribusiness, that have passion for agriculture. But during my research, I discovered that there are two major problems that this set or this category of people are facing. Number one of them is time. Well, since the inception of crude oil exportation, which enabled the white collar jobs to enslave us, this white collar job has also taken away our time. So most of us do not have the sufficient time even for ourselves any longer. I've seen a whole lot of as in family men that come in that they don't have time, as in they are always in office working for other people, you understand. So our time is one of the problem that most of us don't have, you understand. Most of the people that understand that there are opportunities in their life, but they do not have time. And you know that for you to set up or have a flourishing agribusiness, you must have time. You cannot do without this, you understand. This is very very compulsory. Two, knowledge. um because most of us are actually grown up in a background where white collar job is are actually 100% allowed. I don't know what to use, you understand. If you know what I'm trying to say is, my mom is a lawyer, my dad is an engineer, and if I ever dare of talking about going to farming, you know what that means. So most of these things deprive of knowledge of having the required knowledge of setting up a very profitable agribusiness, you understand. And you understand that for you to have a standard agreement that can be generating a lot of money for you, knowledge is required. So these are the two major problems that I discovered that Nigeria particularly are having when it comes to agribusiness in Nigeria. So what is the way out? The only way out is to invest any amount of money you have with a company who are already doing this thing successfully in your area. You understand? What I mean by this is that, let us assume that you don't have the required knowledge to set up agribusiness. You don't even have any idea about this. And at the same time, you do not have the whole time to spend on a farm. But you have the resources, you have the money. Why don't you just put it or invest it in a company who have been doing it for a while and generating a lot of results? That is the reason why I'm creating this particular video or presentation for you. I'm here to introduce you to NiFad Farms and Food Global Company. What we do is majorly agribusiness. We farm and export our major agro products. NiFad Farm, as you can see on the screen, is a registered, government approved and well organized agribusiness company in Nigeria. We are majorly in farming and exportation of agricultural products, like I earlier said. And this we have been doing since early 2010. You can go and find out NiFad Farms and Food Global Company is registered. Presently, NiFad is exporting about 6 major export commodities in 2 different categories, and also into farming of 4 major food crops. This is what we have been doing as early as 2010, like I said. We are registered and approved in Nigeria. So why do you actually need to invest with us? Why do you need to believe us? One, we are very secure and reliable, because by the end of this presentation, you will understand why, and even why it is very important, as in right now you need to invest with us. Apart from the fact that we are registered, we are very secure because we have some programs that are very easy for our investors, you understand, to put their money in and get their RR at exact time, their agreed time. We don't disappoint, so therefore we are very secure and reliable. Number two, instead of keeping your money in the bank depreciating every blessed day, we help you to grow your money by using it to establish a farm on your behalf. You don't need any additional thing, just invest with us. That's all. We help you grow the money faster. This is a win-win situation for you and we. You make money, we make money as well. Also, it also leads to more job creation. You understand? Because when you first with us, we are going to establish a farm in your name. You understand? We are going to open an account for you. Therefore, we engage youth or women in this line. Therefore, we create more job. And at the same time, we are actually taking Nigeria to our aim, which is zero hunger. You can see this is the best time you can partner with us and make use of this opportunity right now. Now, how does this work? Like I said, NiFad Farm is engaged in two types of agribusiness, farming as well as export business. Now, our farming is into 55 return over investment. That is, if you sponsor a full acre of land. As you can see now on the screen, one full acre is equal to 55% ROI. But in a situation whereby you sponsor less than an acre, maybe half acre, which is 3 plots or 2 plots of land, your ROI will be calculated and paid to your account at the end of every farming operation. You understand? So how does our export also work? It also works the same way in which our farming investment plans work. If you sponsor a full container, you will have 55% ROI on whatever we generate as profit. That is why we call it profit sharing investment. Also, if what you do, maybe you and one of your friends join together to ship a container, this ROI will be calculated and pay into your account accordingly. We have been doing this since early 2019, like I said. Now let me show you a practical example of what I'm saying. Let's assume that on our farm we produce something like, for instance, maize. Now we don't plant some crops that are going to take 4-5 years before you started making back your money. What we do is we engage in crops that are sometimes 45 days, 60 days, and 90 days. And I must tell you, our investors are always in love with this because it gives them the opportunity to have their money back. You understand? You don't have to put your money in a kind of business that you're going to tie down your money, whereas when you need the money, you won't have access to it. No, we don't do that. These are the commodities that we understand that they are selling well, not a kind of commodity that we produce and we now be looking for buyer. No, at the same time we work hand in hand with the processor. You understand? So when we produce most of these food crops, we have off takers. When they buy from us, you have your money instantly. There's no question asked about this. There's no question asked about this. Now at the same time, most of our crops are also processed by us, packaged and export. You understand? That is, right from the farm we process some, then we export. So there is no delay in having your money back at all. Now back to what I'm saying. Let us mean that maize. So maybe at the end of a cycle, you understand, let's say like 3 months, on a acre of land we generate, let's say 150 kg bags of maize. You understand? And each bag costs 8,500 naira, for instance. That means if we sell 100 bags of it, we are going to have, let me bring out my calculator so that there will be no cheating here. 8,500 multiplied by 100, this is equal to 850,000 naira. So if at the end of the day we generate 850,000 naira, we are going to remove the seed capital. You understand? So let us believe that to acquire 100 kg bags of maize on an acre of land using our home method and farming system, you understand, we generate this. While you invest with us on an acre of land, maybe 100,000 naira, for instance. Now that we use 100,000 naira for farming, fertilization, and every other things, so the remaining profit is 750,000 naira. Out of this 750,000 naira, you are entitled to 55%, provided that you sponsor a full acre. You understand? So let's do that calculation very fast. 55 divided by 100 multiplied by 750,123 is equal to, that means out of the 750,000 generated as pure profit, you alone as investor you'll be having 412,500. I think there is no other way to grow money faster than this. Are you with me now? There is no any other way to grow your money faster than this. But don't forget that we said that if you sponsor a full acre, but now in a situation whereby you sponsor less than acre, we are still going to calculate whatever you give to us. Then at the end of the farming cycle, you understand, base whatever you give to us on a percentage. You understand? Then you have your own percentage. Now, for instance, maybe you have like 2 or 3 people as friends, and you want both of you want to combine together and sponsor an acre. What we do is that we create accounts. Instead of saying Mr. A plus Mr. B plus Mr. D, what we combine a single account for all of you, because we are coming from the same source. So we are going to open an account for, instead of Mr. A, Mr. B, Mr. D, we are going to have Mr. A, B, C as a single account. With this, at the end of the day, when we are calculating the ROI, it will be very meaningful to all of you. You understand? That is how we operate, and that's how we work. And same thing goes along when you sponsor a full container of most of our exportable commodity. And for instance, I'm going to use another case study here. Let's say charcoal, for instance. A full container of charcoal, right from the production, processing, bagging down to the port on the FOB basis, will cost us 1.5 million naira. You understand? Now let us assume that out of this 1.5 million naira, at the end of the day, with a full container of it costs 2.2 million naira. That is the profit that will be coming right from here on this one container will be around 700,000 naira. 700,000 naira. You as an investor with us, you are entitled to the 55% of the money generated after deducting your 1.5 million naira. That is, you are entitled to have your seed capital. That is your money. You understand? So at the end of the day, in whatever we generate as profit, you also have 55% of it. I think this is the best opportunity for people who actually have idea of agribusiness but do not know how to go into that is, they do not have the knowledge, and at the same time they don't have the time. You understand? So this is the best thing you can ever do to make sure that you achieve your aim as we're talking about in this line of business. And not only this, like I said, we have we farm products that they do not take years before you started reaping your ROI. Like I told you that we have product of 45 days, product of 60 days, product of 90 days. You understand? So we are into this product. Number one, we've carried out a whole lot of research on them. We have been following this product right from 2010 down here, and we discovered that they sell faster. You understand? So we don't want you to put your money and have it tied down. Maybe when you need it, you won't have access to the money. That is why we plant or engage in crops that are faster like this. So now, not only this, at the end of all this farming cycle, you are going to be having something like this. We call it reports, because you give us your money you are entitled to report as we are joining on the line. We are going to be giving you feedback on each phase. For instance, if you pick you decided to invest in our maize farming, for instance. So the day we acquire the land, the amount spent, the clearing, the amount spent, land preparation and planting, the amount spent, fertilization and weeding, the amount spent, affecting and transportation to market, the amount spent. All these things will be written down and sent to you as PDF, as a report, so that you have the full understanding of what we use your money for. You understand? Not that we collect money from you and turn back. You understand? So we will be working hand in hand together to achieve the goal. You understand? With this, there will be nothing like shady activities. And not only this, all our investors have access to visit us at any time, any day they want. So we are doing it because we are trying to be so transparent to all our investors, so that they won't be like, we give them the money, this is what they say, at the end of the day this is what they are doing. Yes, and same thing goes along when you invest into our exportation as well. Like for instance, this is ginger. When you invest money in ginger, let's say in a full container, when we do the sourcing, we let you know the amount of money spent. When we do the processing, we let us know the amount spent. The transportation will let you know the amount spent. The port charges will let you know the amount spent as well. And the moment we have our payment clear, you have the report. I think this is the best and the most transparent company you can ever deal with in Nigeria. So how do you now join us? How do you partner with us to achieve your aim as an agribusiness owner? The first thing we do is that we send you an agreement. Now, this agreement is what we call it a kind of bond agreement. You sign and you have a witness. Your witness can be your lawyer. In fact, we recommend you use a lawyer. You understand? Because when this kind of agreement, when lawyer involved, you know, okay, whosoever that default will be seriously dealt with. You understand? So for you to know that you are dealing with a company, a responsible one for that matter, you understand? So we send you an agreement, you sign, then send back to us. Then after this, immediately after signing of this agreement, we are going to send you another document. This document contains the list of our products, both the one we are farming and the one we are exporting, and the amount of money that each will cost. You understand? The ROI on each, the expected profit at the end of the day. This does not the expected profit does not actually go along with the farming, because you know most of the food crop do not have specific price market. Most of the time it deal with the season, so therefore we will go along with the market price at that particular time. You understand? But on export, we always calculate the uh profit to be generated at the end of every cycle. So once you sign up with us, this form will be sent to you. You go through it, you select any product you want us to farm, the one you want to invest with us. Sure, you understand? Now, after you've done this, you will scan, sign, and send back to us. With this, an account will be open for you. Immediately this account is open for you, we expect the payment within 72 hours maximum. The reason for this is that we are action takers. You understand? We don't want someone that are going to have all our strategy, all our products, and just save it somewhere. No, we are action takers ourselves. Success is what we determine. You understand? So therefore, success is what we believe in. So therefore, we want to be working hand in hand with action takers as well. So immediately we send you this catalog of products. You sign it. Once you pick whichever one you want to pick, you send it back to us. Then we expect payment within the 48 hours of signing both the agreement and the product catalog. So on the visitation, this is optional, but at the same time, it is recommended because when you just put money into someone's, sure you understand, we want you to come down and see what we are using this money to do. Like I earlier said, we want you to come. You understand? See how everything is done and how everything is going. This one will not take you more than a day. You understand? Especially on the farming activity, we take you down to your farm and see how everything is going. This thing bring a kind of achievement between you and we as NiFad generally. You understand? So now, how about the payment of your ripe return over investment? Now, every ripe ROI will pay into investors bank account as agreed. Now, when you sign up with us here and you fill up our catalog, you understand, under this catalog form, there is a place where you will request you to fill your bank details. You understand? This bank details you give to us is where we are going to pay your ROI here at the end of the every farming or exportation cycle. No question asked. And at the same time, every investment, as in every reliable and secure investment, should have exit points. So if you determine that at the end, maybe second or third circle you want to exit, there is no problem about this. Your seed, that is the money you invested with us, will be given, and at the same time, the ROI of that particular circle will also be given to you at the same time. I think this is the best thing you can ever do to achieve this. Now, are you interested in this? Does this actually sound like something you really want to do right now? So you can contact us using any of the above numbers. At the same time, the email, we are available on 247 here 234-0810-664-9536. Also, if you are familiar with maybe calling or using XMS or email and Telegram, you can contact us on 09068515601. And if email is your thing, if what you love using is email, you can send your inquiry to nifadfarm@gmail.com. Don't forget, most of our products are 45 days, 60 days, and 90 days, and we are approved and registered. So these are what I have for you today. Now I've revealed to you how you can be able to turn that money that is depreciating in your bank account to a money making ATM, life breathing ATM, by investing with us. Let us use the money, let us help you to grow it instead of giving it to bank who keeping on depreciating it every now and then. This is why I'm be stopping for this particular presentation. I want to say a very big thank you for the time you use for watching this video. Also, before I go, here is our office address: number 2, first floor, Danjuma House, Ajanakus Compound, Ilesha, Osun State. If you are coming to see us, all you have to do is call any of the number that I've given earlier: 0810-664-9536 or 09068515601. The first one is available on WhatsApp, while the second one is available on email and Telegram. So if you prefer using WhatsApp, you are going to use 0810-664-9536, and if you prefer using email, my email is nifadfarm@gmail.com. Like I said, we are secure and reliable. We keep our words. That is it. So with that, I'm saying a very big congratulations to you for taking the step to let us grow Nigeria to zero hunger. Thank you. God bless.